Wait, there you
Hey,
go.
hello, hello. I think you guys from Doppelganger should use our APIs to integrate with, those websites because they're like, yes, this is us.
Well,
Hey,
yeah,
Cameron.
I'm not going to say the story that we
Well,
he first told me,
how the
but
company started is very close to that use case.
yeah,
And
but
it's,
that is your story to tell, not mine. And
yeah,
but just for everyone who doesn't know you, doesn't know Silverstream, can you just give them a quick background on what Silverstream is, who you are,
yeah.
and what you ship this week?
Yeah, so we build web agents. So as the guys from the Doppelganger was talking about, not everything has APIs, and not just because they don't want you in. Sometimes the systems are just old, and so that's where browser agents come in. They click type like people do, and we help developers with this new developer program we launched in the last conversation to interface with the internet and with the web. So some of what we did this week, and then I will go deeper on what we are. Um, we onboarded. We have this new developer that is working with us from the near ecosystem. We will announce this collaboration in the end of the year, but in the end of the month. But with them, we help them understand the web page. So they have these processes that now are done by hand and through our agents and the near app they can automate this process. And now, as a business owner, right, this is something that scales on compute, not on headcount anymore, which means you can scale your business and it can be a venture return rather than just a linear consulting business. So yeah, we do these agents, they automate the web. The team itself, I this was my research. I've been working on agents research for 10 years now. It wasn't called agentic research before, it was reinforcement learning, but that's what you do. My co-founder is he was lead security at Google Cloud, so we know how to set up and build these agents, and now we are trying to help other developers to work on that. What happened this week? What happened in the last 2 weeks? One, we had a minor breakthrough where we now can get to 99% accuracy on specific tasks. So when we work together, you tell us this is what the agent should be doing. And while normal agents, open source agents, or even like the OpenAI ones, get to 60, 70% accuracy, we can bring that to 100% for you. Um, we it was a bet we made on the science side. It played out. Now we are trying to work with bigger companies to scale it up and show it to the world. That was very exciting. And on the other side, now we have the capabilities to recreate the internet in-house. So you want to work, with HubSpot, but that's somebody else's website, and we can clone it easily, so you can test it in, kind of a staging environment yourself. So between this first collaboration, big capabilities, breakthrough, and now this new ability to clone the internet, this is mostly what came out last week. Um,
Man, 99% is
yeah,
fantastic and
yeah,
is actually a prerequisite for people to actually
to
use
work.
these things. Yeah.
The caveat is that we need to be very clear about what you want, right?
Mhm.
Um, we're not 99% AGI yet. We are 99% non-general intelligence. But that's something that we have a repeatable process where for us it's easy to achieve, right? So I'm happy to have more conversations with developers. Last time it was more about the partnership program. Now we don't have bandwidth to get yet another person yet, but to have the
Mhm.
conversation. So if someone, I think I put our Twitter account here. If you want to
Yep.
write us, what would you like agents to do? We are soon going to be able to get more partners in the program, and so you will be on
I
top of the line.
Yeah, I actually have a perfect partner for you guys.
Yes.
It's a consulting group that automates practices for like retail businesses, like
Oh
totally
yeah.
not focused on crypto whatsoever, and they have no idea what's really going on in the world of AI either, but like are going to benefit from automation. And
Yeah,
so, yeah,
and it
go
will
ahead.
free up their people to work on more meaningful things. Like uh, for a long time, I've been worried about AI taking over, jobs. It turns out AI is taking over the crappy jobs, and the people are not getting fired, but they go to do something more meaningful in the same company. So I'm really excited about what's happening now.
That's awesome.
Um,
At some point, I'd love to get a demo on like how the platform really looks. Um,
yes, yes. We, I think this is scheduled for mid of next month.
okay,
Uh, like now we think 2 months of internal QA. Things are pretty good now, and I want to work with developers at first because in the end of the day, the people that actually build useful things are developers. B2C kind of cases are just to showcase, as you say, the demo to understand the capabilities. Uh,
cool. What kind of developers? Like, what is the background of these developers that you want to work with? Are they like already a part of existing companies? Are these more independent people? Hackathon participants? Like, what's your target?
Within the near I want to see people that are have this like and I want to enable people that things in the world in the right way. Like what the crypto environment is good at is thinking about what the future should be like, and
Mhm.
putting together all these correct technologies, like long-term thinking technologies. We have our go-to-market motion for the enterprise case. That there is no need for that. But I want to see those people that really believe in a better future and want to help them to create this better future. And so this is why this channel, I think, is important to us. So if you are a developer that wants to build something a little bit more ambitious that what is today your capabilities, I'm really happy to help.
Got it. What about like background, like programming languages that they know? Or do you need a Python expert? Is TypeScript? Obviously, you're not writing smart contracts, so
Yeah,
fluidity
no,
doesn't matter. But yeah,
it doesn't really matter, I guess. As you say, like TypeScript or any JavaScript language or Python, those are the best cases, mostly because they're the easiest one and fastest one to iterate. We can work with C++ agents. I don't think that's a good idea. Uh, yeah,
okay, cool.
um,
Well,
pretty general.
I'll get some people. This is all like
Nice.
very exciting, but how are you actually like facilitating this? Are you like hopping on calls with each of these people and kind of
Yes.
walking them
Right.
through? Okay, got it.
Right now, that's why we limit the amount of people we can get as this developer and partner program. Like we will
Mhm.
work with you to figure out whether like our agents are the fit. The first call it will mostly be about me trying to convince you not to use it, and if I fail, then we continue to the following calls to see how can you use it.
Got it.
Um,
And I
agents are
kind of want
great.
to I want to double click on this benchmark that you say that you've like had this
Yeah.
breakthrough. How do you know that you have this breakthrough?
So the way we do science internally is we work on a smaller, simpler benchmark so we can create more experiments. And we know that small benchmark is predictive of the biggest one, right? For the general population, we need to show the bigger one working. For ourselves, we know they have the same complexity, but they don't have the full whoosh about themselves. So we know that we solve our problems in the small case, and now it's just about time matter of time. And of course, we work with people that handle the more complex benchmarks and and cases, and we just show them how we solve the new problem. And we're like, do you think this is a valuable solution? Is this meaningful? When I was in academia, I would be like, is this a publishable paper? And it would be great. And the comment we got from the owner, like the creators of the bigger benchmarks, were like, "What the fuck? This is meaningful. This is a meaningful change."
So wait, when
And
you do have this meaningful breakthrough, like
yeah,
what next? Because it feels like the space is moving so quickly that even if you went to go write a paper and do the whole academia thing, like by the time you even
yeah,
go
we
talk
don't
about
have
that
time.
benchmark in the conference, it's going to be there's going to be a new benchmark or there's going to be another breakthrough. So like, what next? Like it seems that you just need to like build this into production and get users. Is that right?
So right now we are in this phase where people that build benchmarks, there are the people building capabilities and the one building benchmarks. The ones building benchmarks are already thinking like, hey, if we build it too simple, they will not do it. So what they're starting to do is they create a benchmark where if you can saturate that, they know it will be very useful and they will be selling it. So it's almost as, I have a customer, they want to do this thing, I'm going to publish a benchmark, and if you eat it, I just sell you to the customer and get a fee on top of that. Um, so in this case, it's like that. Like the moment we can show the biggest benchmark, these guys are like, we created this because this was what we needed, and now you can do it. So I need you, right? We are
Got
finally
it.
getting, the academic and the real world cases to collide, and because the measuring whether success was achieved versus achieving success is easier. So in some cases it's easier. So in these cases, people are more eager to work together and do the
I
buying
mean,
decision when they see the numbers.
I used to work in academia, and like
Yeah.
there's this lag that
Yes.
exists. And so what I'm actually really interested, like it's pretty much a marketing push at this point for you to then say, hey, look, we have this, like, we break through, hey, corporate partners, like we do this better than others, come work with us. But I
The
guess how, yeah, go ahead.
Imagine you're like, now there's so much noise in the AI market that if you want to buy any kind of AI, any product, you need to create an eval, a benchmark, right? So what these companies do is they create it anyway because that's how they make the buying decision. Like which LLMs to use, you just benchmark all of them. And so they already have those ones. So by necessity, companies have started to have their own internal evals and they just evaluate your solution against their own. So I think the academia didn't move, just the business world came our way, which is great. Uh, but on the other side, like now people are way more intelligent about what they want. They can call bullshit. Like the new generation of AI model from Claude, they get released and people are like, oh, this is only 1% better. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe this is a meaningfully better model, and so I just want to buy it.
Man, this opens up a huge rabbit hole that we probably need to talk over a beer or something about, like the role of academia in industry, because academia is, I'm not saying dying, actually, like enrollment rates are higher than ever, but
Yeah.
like the role of it in industry is changing drastically because these companies have these resources internally.
Honestly, I
So
think
yeah,
like academia has always had one job we kind of forgot over for a little bit. And that one job is to think about 10, 20, 30 years timeline. But because now we have this kind of singularity looking like system, your pattern of 50 years is now 5 years. And so people need to start thinking about what is their 50 years within an exponential growing thing. So we just need to retrain the academic mandate to be like, hey, you need to think longer. I know you're thinking the way you were thinking, but technology is exploding, so you need to go longer. And the safety stuff is that it's like it's
yeah.
thinking longer.
Hey man, let's do
Or
it. Let's do another podcast or something about this,
yeah,
because this is changed from what did you ship this week to let's unpack
yeah,
academia.
sorry.
All good, man. This is great. So congratulations on the breakthrough. This is super
Yeah,
exciting. I want to see proof. Give me
yeah,
that
yeah.
benchmark. Give me that eval. That'd be
We,
great. And
we
whenever you can start talking about this and like proving it more publicly, would love to
I,
support.
I mean, like that's what we are focusing on. Like we saw the spark, and now we need to make the fire. Cool.
So exciting. Well, thank you again for hopping on.